Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 188 of the RRBG Podcast. The RRBG Podcast is a proud member of the Podbelly Network. Go to podbelly.com to check out the list of amazing shows on our network, including the Sofa King Podcast and Art and Jacob Do America, which I was recently a guest on. Check out the website, make sure you leave reviews, and support the network. This episode is brought to you by El Yucateco Hot Sauce. Chances are, if you've ever been to a Mexican restaurant in your life, you've seen one of these bottles on their tables. Either the red or the green chile verde sauce. Their salsa picante is a staple. It goes great with tacos and quesadillas, but also other food, like burgers and chicken wings. Hell, if you go to their website, you can actually see a video from their YouTube channel on how to make a fantastic Bloody Mary mix using the sauce. They've been doing this for over 50 years, and like I said, it is a staple. So go ahead and check out shopelucateco.com and use the promo code RRBG to get 10% off. This episode is also brought to you by our friends at Killcliff, my personal favorite CBD recovery drink in the market today. They've got some delicious flavors like the new Strawberry Days or the Orange Kush. Go to their website, killcliff.com right now, and check it out. They've also got the Ignite Clean Caffeine Energy Drink with 150 milligrams of caffeine. And that also comes in a great assortment of flavors as well. Check them out. Make sure you go to killcliff.com for more information. And finally, this episode is brought to you by Saints Joints. They make premier, top-shelf pre-rolled joints in these incredible artistic packages. You can go to their website, saintsjoints.com, right now to check them out. They're my favorite to bring out to parties or when I go to the comedy store to hang out. Everybody is always blown away by the artwork and the quality of the joints themselves. They also have pure CBD pre-rolls as well if you're not into the THC and just want to take part in some of the healing properties of the plant. We recently collaborated with Saints Joints and created a special playlist featuring music from some of the past guests on the show. Go to their Instagram page right now at saints_joints and check it out. Or go to their website, saintsjoints.com, to pick up some pre-rolls and some awesome merch. In this episode, I talked to Jeremiah Watkins. Jeremiah is a stand-up comedian and musician. He's the leader of the Kill Tony Band. You can catch him every Monday at 8 o'clock on the Kill Tony YouTube channel. Or you can pick up his new special, Family Reunion, which is out now. Go to jeremiahwatkins.net to order it and check out all his work. We talk a bit about his career. We talk about comedy. We talk about music. We even do some singing. It was a lot of fun, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Please make sure to check out his special and check out his podcast, Jeremiah Wonders. Everything's available on jeremiahwatkins.net. Check it out, and please check out our Patreon page. Go to patreon.com/RRBG. Cheers.
This sounds like it's coming in at a good input right here, right?
Yeah.
That's okay. Good. We're nice and dialed in. I just want to make sure we have good audio.
Yeah.
And not
bad audio, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's some surprises that I have for you today, Eddie.
I'm excited, man. For everybody tuning in, this is Jeremiah Watkins, saxophone player extraordinaire, member, leader of the Kill Tony Band. Kill Tony being the #1 live podcast in the world. That's still a thing, right? I mean, even though the shows aren't live anymore.
Yeah, we keep saying it. Yeah.
I mean, people still tune in, so I don't know how many, if it's the same number, but I know that it's a different show.
We're still rocking and rolling, dude. Yeah. Doing our best.
You guys had that moment in time where you had to transition and like shift gears, and you went into the Better Box, and it was like the Zoom calls, which weren't very, like it sounds like a lot of work. Sounds like you guys had to do a lot of vetting and watching stuff. And
yeah, I mean, shout out to Tony Hinchcliffe and Brian Redband and Gage T Arena for making those virtual shows happen when we had no audience and we couldn't do it at the Comedy Store. There's a lot of work. So
yeah, man.
Yeah, dude.
You've been there from pretty much the beginning, right? At the show.
Yeah, pretty early on. Pretty early on as part of the band on Kill Tony.
Yeah. And how long have you been in comedy, dude? I know that I've seen videos of you when you were younger at like the comedy roasts at Comedy Central, roast battles, and part of the wave.
I've been in comedy I just hit over 10 years doing stand up, and I've been in LA for over 11 years now. So, yeah, I've been at it a little bit, dude.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Are you officially, is the 10-year mark the seasoned vet category? Like, do you now have that respect from the peers? Like, you're not still making your way up the ranks. You're there.
That's an interesting one. I think, yeah, for the most part, I think that peers are kind of like, all right, this guy's not going anywhere. But I feel like there's a little bit of, there's always, depending on what class of comics that you're hanging with, I think there's always a factor of like, this guy's still got to prove his stripes. I feel like it's like that at every level, like where it's like, okay, this guy's headlining clubs now. Then there's a different group of comics in another tier that are like, oh, he's headlining theaters now. Okay, we can hang out now. You know what I mean? I think that there's different groups and little cliques of comics, but it's a very supportive environment overall.
You get like I envision this ridiculous phone call like, hey, we noticed you're headlining a theater. Just want to let you know we can hang out now.
Dude, I mean, I think that there's some bigger comedians that will reach out to certain comedians when they accomplish something. I've heard that happening. I've heard people like when they host SNL or something, somebody will reach out that's like, hey, we've never met before, but I just want to let you know, keep up the good work kind of thing.
Oh,
and that, and that stuff happens when you get certain accolades and they're not hitting you up when you're doing a random one-nighter headline gig. They're not like you're not getting calls from celebrities being like, I remember when I was there.
What's his name? Damn, I always mess it up. Is it Lorne from SNL? Lorne Michaels. If Lorne Michaels calls you up and it's like, hey man, I saw your Instagram story of you doing open mic and there was like 5 people there, man. Good shit.
He's too busy, dog. He's too busy.
He's too busy running business.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
I mean, have you? I gotta say, I've been watching the new season of SNL, and I like that they're using some more Comedy Store folks. It seems like they're trying to pick up legit comedians that.
Yeah, dude.
Are seasoned.
It's awesome. Punky Johnson and Melissa Villasenor, they're both on the show. They're both pals and amazing Comedy Store comics who really cut their teeth there. And I've watched them grow like crazy from open mics to where they're at now. So it's pretty awesome to see. Yeah.
So there is hope. There is hope because I know you're a big fan of sketch comedy and playing characters. You do it every Monday night. So, I know that's got to be in the future for you, at least the thoughts, the dream.
Sure. For sure. Yeah. I'd like to either create my own sketch show or do a show like SNL or something like that. For sure. That's definitely the dream.
The dream. The Jeremiah Wonders dream.
Mm-hmm. I'd love to turn Jeremiah Wonders into a proper sketch show.
That'd be great.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, I really enjoy that, man. I mean, my favorite was with William. I think him dressed up as a cow really got me.
Yeah, that's super fun. That's super fun. He killed it.
And aside from comedy, you're a sax player. You're a professional ass sax player. Sax. You play with your ass? Have you tried playing with your ass?
I haven't done that, but we just did a sweet sesh with your pal DJ Lethal in the studio. Me and Jesse Johnson went in there and laid down some stuff.
That was fun, man.
For him, and I appreciate that invite, dude. That you connecting us. That was super fun. He seemed that he liked what we recorded, so we'll see.
It's funny, man. He's got this like childlike wonderment to him that similar to you, where when you guys were in the pocket jamming, like he was just blown away by just music. Like he's just that excited all the time. Like when something sounds good, he's like, yeah, and he gets into it. And I like that about you too, man. You're one of the few, what would I say, wholesome comedians, even though you do get a little raunchy, obviously, behind you.
Right.
But I mean, you have a cereal show, a show where you have breakfast with people in the morning. That's pretty wholesome.
Yeah. Yeah, that's yeah, like you said, I get dirty, but I do it in a clean way on stage. It's a kind of an interesting way of an approach. Like if I go, I'm like I'll go for it with the joke, but I'll also get into it where it's not just like complete rape to your ears. If that makes sense.
Right. Yeah. It doesn't make you cringe. Maybe. I don't know. Is that the
I
new
don't
thing?
know. Yeah, I don't know.
I love it. I love it. I know that there's always like moments where you and Tony go at it for a while, and it's fucking awesome. I love watching the battles. Like Tony's like, okay, that's the stinger, and you just like keep going. I'm like, yes.
I can't comment on that at the current moment. I can't comment.
I mean, it's obvious. It's there. It's wonderful.
I mean,
love it.
that's the show. You know,
Yeah.
Tony and I, like we're like brothers. We love each other and we get underneath each other's skin at different moments, and that's part of the fun of the show.
I love it. Yeah, I see you and Joel also like all the time. Just Tony's like, all right, we should, here's the guest, and then like the song keeps going, and I just see him like. It's wonderful. I love the awkwardness sometimes when you guys are just trying to see who's gonna back down first off that moment. Oh man. So musically, you had your session with Lethal, and I know you do stuff with Joel as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Patty Reagan.
Yeah, my boy Patty Reagan.
You guys, Baby Boys? Is that the name of the group?
Just Reagan and Watkins for
Reagan and
what
Watkins.
we do.
Right.
Yeah.
He's got something called Baby Boys, right? Though.
Yeah, that's one of the. I mean, it's him, Chris Dillon, and Joel Jimenez. So it's different amalgamations of stuff. But yeah, Reagan and Watkins. We put out our first album last year. We're stoked on the response of that, and yeah, we'll see what happens in the future.
Okay. And what else do you have here? You have, you're doing shows. I see you doing shows on Instagram.
Yeah, dude, I was just in Texas. It was fun because if I felt like you feel like a little bit of a normal person again, for at least for what we do as comedians and stuff. I'm used to getting up every night of the week, so yeah, it's so weird for me to be, if I have one show in LA a week, I'm like, oh man, I have a show. That's so cool. So it kind of takes me back to when I was starting out comedy, because shows were much harder to come by. Like you just didn't get booked back in the day. So when I get to go back out on the road, it's super fun and revitalizing for sure.
Well, I kind of see it in two perspectives where it could be good because it kind of reminds you of those moments of you coming up, and also just it makes you appreciate when you're able to get a show more. Because like I can imagine that once you're doing it every night, maybe 2 sets a night, 3 sets a night, it doesn't feel as special. It just feels like not work, but just working out. Like you're trying to get things lined up. You're trying to get your set together. You're working out to see what works with the audience. So I would imagine that it could be kind of a good thing just to feel, the special moment. Like, oh, hey, there's a fucking show. It's like you feel excited about it. But also, go ahead.
I had some amazing shows in Addison this weekend, partially based off of what you're saying, probably because I treated every show like it was so important, because I don't know the next time I'm going to be on stage. So if you're treating it like that, where you're not taking any set for granted, so you're a little bit more grateful and a little bit more thankful for the sets going into it than, like you said, if you're doing 2, 3, 4, or 5 a night. If you blow off one set, like you never try to do that, but every once in a while it happens where you're just kind of like, I'm going to just phone it in a little bit. That's never the goal, but when you're doing too many shows, that sometimes will happen. Yeah.
But then there's also the, obviously the other side of it where the depression comes in, where people think about, I was really building momentum or something, like you've been doing it for a while and things are getting bigger. You're getting bigger shows, bigger, features. So there could be that too, that aspect of it. But I think what's important is to try what I've been telling everybody. I keep getting these text messages of like, how you doing, man? How's it hanging? Are you hanging in there? And it's like, yeah, I'm, just keep grinding. That's it. That's all I can do. What else are we going to do? So I think
sometimes you get inside your head just a little bit and you start to wonder like, oh, is this never going to come back? Like what's going on?
Yeah.
Like, I'm a little bit concerned that this could be the last stand-up set of my life.
Yeah, it sucks, but I hear people talk about like Rogan and them. Like I saw, everybody's moving to Texas, so I'm like, Red Band's moving to Texas now. Does that mean what's going to happen? Do you think with Kill Tony if Red Band goes to Texas? Well, if not, it's happening. He bought a house.
Well, he put in an offer on a house. There is a difference between the amount of people who've hit me up. They're like, Red Band bought a house. It's like he's got to buy it first. There's an offer down. You know what I mean? But that's how I look at all this stuff. Is like, if it happens, and which it's going to eventually. I mean, Brian does work. He's an employee of Rogan, and it'll happen eventually, I think. And the show will move there with it, and it'll be a different version of the show, and it'll be great. You're
not moving to Texas?
No, I just signed a lease on a new place in LA, so I'm definitely not.
Okay.
And I've got like a kid on the way and stuff like that. So I'm like, I got my roots planted here in LA, and I'm expecting things to open back up eventually while I'm still going out on the road and stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's most likely going to happen like with Kill Tony moving to Texas, but there will be a new version. There's always, as there's new different regulars, there's new band members that are added over time of the show. It's always great, but it takes a little bit of an adaptation, and then it's the new normal.
The new normal. That's what we're doing now, man. This Zoom call. I mean, you and I see each other pretty much every Monday. I mean, with the exception of a couple days, but
yeah.
This new normal of being on Zoom and being on Skype. I don't know. I don't mind it for now, but I really don't want it to be the new normal.
Yeah, these are harder. Yeah, man, these are harder to do than have the in-person chemistry for sure. But it's one of those things where we're doing what we can, and I think people are grateful that we're not just shutting down everything, and still putting stuff out. So we're making it freaking happen, dude.
Yeah, that's the difference between creatives and just consumers. I would say like. We turn on the switch like when this whole shutdown. A lot of my friends were like, "Oh, cool, vacation time." I'm like, "Okay, you say so." I'm not vacationing anywhere. I'm not actually leaving the house. So, time to do more work. I think.
Time to get to work, dude.
Yeah.
I've been playing a bunch of piano and trying to get better at that to add another thing to the arsenal, in this downtime. And it's been rewarding. It's been a lot of work, but it's been cool to see the progression and growth.
Yeah.
Is that like adding another instrument to the arsenal just helps with the music theory in general and stuff like that,
Yeah. You start to learn about chords that kind of affect people in a certain way. I like I like playing around with that. Like there is definitely some chords that you can hit that trigger like the hook in your head. You just can't you just can't let it go. You'll always hear it. You'll be whistling it on the way home or humming it. But I've never played the saxophone. Is that Can you play the sax and the piano at the same time? Like, is that can you do that?
I just tried it recently. I did it on a podcast recently. It's very difficult because you can only play about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can only play about 5 notes with one hand on sax while you're blowing.
Did you just count how many fingers you have on your hand? In your head?
I was thinking of more if I could hit sharps and different stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
But you can't because I was like, no, you have to have an extra hand. But yes, I did essentially count the fingers on my hand in front of you. You freaking got me, dude. Finally, you made a
freaking fool of me, dude.
I know,
what
bro. You're a bitch, bro.
What are you doing, man? This guy's an idiot. He's counting the fingers on his hands. This guy's a moron.
Yeah. Makes me feel better. That's the culture we live in. You got to troll people and make me feel better that I control you.
So yes, I can play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 notes on my left hand,
and then 5 on the other hand with the piano.
Yeah. No, actually, no. I'll take that back. You can play way more because there's way more chords to play with just one hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can play an A, a B, a C, a D, an E, an F. F sharp, G minor, C minor. You can do all that stuff with one hand.
But not at once. At once you can do about 5, or just the 5 notes hitting a chord, one chord. I don't know. I've never been able to separate my limbs that way. Like drumming, for example. Like I've seen drummers drum and play piano, and that's like that. Now you're breaking it up. Your whole body and 5 fingers at the same time. I can't grasp that information.
Yeah, I'd love to get to a point with piano where I can separate my hands, but I'm so used to using both hands for sax that it's difficult. It's going to take me a long time to be able to keep rhythm with one hand while something the other hand is doing something completely differently.
Well, it might be beneficial to do drum exercises for that. You can ask Joel to give you some paradiddles to play with, so that because that does help you separate the limbs, and I don't know, try to do the different time signatures, because that I've always had trouble with it. And I could play a song on the drums if I wanted to, a song that I like and I know, I'm like, I could just play it. But if you were to ask me to jam with you, I can't do it. I would lose my time. Yeah. It's weird. And my brain works that way, but it's probably from brain damage of all the weed and drinking.
What's your primary instrument?
Bass. I have it right there next to me, actually. I guess my primary is singing. I used to sing in a band. I sang for 10 years, and then I would play keyboards while singing, kind of, but it wasn't throughout the song. It was just moments, like, oh, here's the chorus, and then there's like a little, synth sound of whatever,
sure,
a little piano part at the end. We would do little piano parts at the end of the crescendo of the song, but I wasn't playing throughout the entire song because I wouldn't be able to handle it. I'd be a boring ass rock star, just up there, not paying attention to the audience.
Well, that's what's so cool about guys like Elton John and stuff, who just are able to stand up and rock out and really put on a show while they're singing, because there's so much going on rhythmically outside of what they're doing with their voice. It's freaking impressive.
Yeah.
And it makes sense why he's a legendary musician.
Kind of, right? I would say he's kind of one of the top names in the business. Him, Billy Joel, I guess, with piano.
Mm-hmm.
Billy Joel was the best, man. I was able to do, I've told the story before, but I was able to do one of his tours in 2006 and stand on stage while he did Piano Man, and the entire arena was singing it back to him. I've never felt anything like that in my life, and it wasn't even my song.
Yeah.
That's the dream right there.
Yeah, that's when a song is that good and you feel like it's yours. Yep. That's the goal.
So for you, what's more important, music or comedy?
Comedy is. Music will always be, I think, secondary, but you never know. I love music so much. I use it a lot within my comedy, but I don't know. It'll be interesting if maybe I'll be able to write some songs someday that are just music that will maybe even reach people in a larger audience than my comedy. I have no idea, but comedy for me as a person is the number one. I get a completely different joy and rush from music, so that's what's been cool about in quarantine, trying to focus a little bit more on that. I just shot another music video for a song that I wrote that's coming out here in a little bit. It's a comedy song, and there's some fun Kiltony cameos in it.
Kiltany cameos.
Some Kiltany cameos that I think you like a lot.
I want to change subject real quick, and I know it's kind of abrupt, but you just did that, and I kind of want to talk about accents when doing skits and stuff. Because I have this problem that when I'm hanging out with people, I end up trying to speak like them. It's really weird. Does that happen to you as well?
Yeah, dude, because I'm a mimic, so I mimic energies and I mimic voices a lot, and I sometimes don't realize that I'm doing it. That's why you see me on one podcast, I will naturally have one energy that's real different from a different podcast. It really is dependent on the host, whether I'm going to match it or go real off the wall. You and I are in a very middle of the road energy right now. If you started to turn up your energy, then I might turn up mine too. You never know.
Are you calling me out for low energy right now?
Yeah, dude.
I'm on Kill Cliff, bro. I have all the energy.
What is that? What is Kill Cliff?
This is actually, I think Rogan's involved with this. I think he's part owner of this company. I might be full of shit, but I know he's definitely one of their dudes. It's okay. Yeah.
You got that Kill Cliff sliding down your throat.
Mango
flavor. We might as well get at it. Some good promo while we at this. Keep sending at it some Kill Cliff, and I'll be a happy boy.
Wonderful. I need to get one of those. I love that. Is that a melatonin or?
This is my
Melodyne?
this is my natural speaking voice.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
You've been working on it. I like it.
Yeah, in quarantine.
In quarantine,
actually,
you've been tuning it.
Yeah, I actually don't know why there's still an echo. I thought I turned everything off.
It might just be the headset.
Do you hear echo?
There it is. Echo.
Do you hear it?
No, I don't.
You don't? Okay.
I did for a second.
All right, it's gone now.
So what's the thing called? I like it. I want to play around with it.
Oh yeah.
Can you send it through the Zoom? Can you hook it up to the Zoom?
That'd be cool, but I don't think I can do that. I wish I could send effects through the Zoom.
That'd be cool. Can you do a song that doesn't have autotune but put autotune on it? One of your favorite songs.
Oh. Do you still hear the reverb just as on your end? Or is it gone?
Gone.
It's gone. Okay, good. I'm still hearing it in my headset for whatever reason.
You
want me to auto-tune?
Yeah, auto-tune a song that you like. But in your headset, or is it in your head, the reverb?
I don't know. I think, the reverb is coming through my headphones right now, but I've got no effects on this thing right now, which is just kind of strange. But who knows? So you want me to...
What's your favorite song to listen to in the morning? There, I'll give you some parameters. Favorite song in the morning, when you wake up, something to make you feel good, and you want to go hit the day hard.
A song that I absolutely love that I'll play if I really need to feel good, or if I just got good news, I'll put on this song.
Okay.
It's Steve Winwood's Higher Love.
Higher Love. Okay, I know that song. A lot of horns in that song.
Yep.
Yeah, I love that song. Sing it with the autotune.
Let me try to find the right key. We'll sound decent.
Bring me some higher love. Right? Is that the right one?
Let me do it, dude. Let me freaking do it. Okay, you set me up. Don't cut me off, dude. That's not allowed. You can't. Dude, let me. Eddie, what the frick, dude? You set me up.
Frick?
And then you cut me off with your vocals. It's like, dude, total. Of course, you used to sing. Total lead singer vibes, bro.
All right, bro. I gotta have the spotlight. I gotta have the spotlight.
Okay, so let me do the auto turn version. Okay, and then I'll hear your version.
No, I don't want my version.
I want to hear your version because I want to hear you sing.
All right.
Okay.
Bring me a higher love. Doom, boom, boom, boom.
This is in a different key, so it's hard. Let me try to find.
Bring. Bring me a higher love. Doom, boom, boom, boom. Bring me a higher love. Whoa.
Wow.
Bring me a higher love. Doom, boom, boom, boom. Bring me a higher love. Whoa.
Yeah, it's like a nice synthwave version of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, I want to hear your version now.
No. Bring me a higher love. Bring me a higher love. Oh, no, that's all I got.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, sure.
Did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it. Do you have a playlist full of happy songs?
Don't lie to me. I have a handful of songs that put me in the freaking mood. Like when during quarantine lockdown, I would put on different mixes of Portugal the Man,
Ooh.
Mike Snow.
Oh, I'm okay. I like
Glass
Mike Snow.
Animals. Those are like feel good kind of poppy rock songs that I really like. And then there's other classic rock songs and different songs will elicit different feelings for me. Like rap songs will get me hyped and stuff like that. But
Do they get you hyped and tough? Like do they make you feel
I
tough?
mean, dude, listening to Eminem, I can like run, like I can go run, I can go on hikes, I don't even lift weights. I'll start lifting weights, bro. Like I feel good. Yeah.
Got the
get
hoodie.
Pump on. Yep. Except I don't like, that's the one song where I'm like, this feels too hack for me to
The 8 Mile song.
To be exercising with the 8 Mile song. I'm like, this feels too much, bro. I gotta change it out. I gotta put on Superman. That's one of my favorite Eminem Superman is one of my favorite Eminem songs.
That's how I feel about Eye of the Tiger. Like when I'm working out, somebody throws that on in the gym. I'm like, come on.
Right, bro.
Come on, bro.
Be creative, dude.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't deal with the Eye of the Tiger, even though it's a great song. I love it, but I just don't want to hear it while working out. It makes me feel dumb.
You know what song played after every school alarm on, I think it was Tuesdays or Thursdays at my high school? Instead of the bell, they would replace it with taking care of business every day, taking care of business.
All right.
And that would play, and that was our tutoring time, was TCB, taking care of business.
Wow. That's awesome.
Shout out to Scott Bacon, Blue Valley High School, dope principal.
This was Blue Valley. It's here in California, right?
No, dog, I'm freaking from Kansas, dude.
From Kansas.
Yes, sir.
In Miami, we had the song that would play on. It was during 6th period.
Bienvenido a Miami.
No, that would be ridiculous. It was actually the Mortal Kombat theme song, that techno one, the Mortal Kombat. Yeah, that one. Dude. It was every day during 6th period.
Your might.
Mortal Kombat. Dude, I used to get up. It got to the point where we would do it during our Japanese class. They would play the song. They would play it, and then they would show news of the week or whatever, or the day. And when the song would come on, my buddy and I would just stand up in the middle of class and look at each other and just do a dance off. And just every day we would try and like make it bigger and bigger.
Eddie, what was your best dance move? What was your best dance move that you pulled off at that time?
Oh, dude. I mean, I used to go to PE in 5th period. So I would have my gym shorts underneath. So I would just rip my pants off and start running around the class and like doing like the point and pelvic thrust move. You know, I don't know what that one's called. But yeah, that's what I would do.
Heck
to the Mortal Kombat theme song. I got suspended once because I ended up at one point just running up to the teacher, dancing with him. This old Japanese dude. I felt so bad because he had no idea what was going on. He's like, "Oh, what are you doing? Sit down." I'm like, "Come on, let's dance." And I ended up wrapping myself in the American flag at one point and taking off the gym shorts, so there was nothing else but the flag. And
you did this in a classroom?
Yeah. During Japanese class.
This is a rock and roll podcast, dude. Heck yeah.
Dude, I've done some dumb shit. Dumb stuff. Yeah. But yeah, I was going to go into the playlist thing because I got one of my top songs to make me feel good when I'm feeling down, which I've been listening to a lot these days because of the quarantine. But Song from Cisco. I feel like that song does not get enough love.
It's so good.
The violin play. Come on. It's a classic. magical, and that it's a beautiful song. It's beautifully written. Yes,
that butt so scandalous, and you know another can't handle this, and the look in the eye so devilish. She was living the vida loca. She had dumps like a truck. Thigh like what? Baby, move your butt. I think I sing it again. She had dumps like a truck. Got thighs like what? Baby, move your butt. I think I sing it again.
All night long.
Let me see that.
Oh, it's a symphony.
Baby.
Yeah. I would love. There's got to be a symphony.
Like when we go. Like when we go. Like when we go. No.
It's my favorite song of all time. It really is.
I would love a huge orchestra with Cisco, him slowed down singing that.
Yes. And classy ladies, not classy ladies dancing around during the dance part. Because that scene at the end of the video, do you remember the video? There is an orchestra, and they're like on a giant stage with fireworks going off and people dancing. It's the greatest music video and song of all time. I'm sorry, can't argue with it.
That's amazing. I'll have to rewatch it. I don't remember the
end is the best.
The ending.
I think he summons a dragon out of the fireworks at one point.
Yeah, dude. I don't think I ever made it through the whole video, if you know what I'm saying, fellas.
Oh, boy.
If you know what
There's a lot of ladies not wearing thongs in that video.
You know what I'm saying?
My wife pointed out that there is, like, in the thong song video, they're not wearing thongs. They're wearing regular bathing suits.
Yeah, they can't.
They can.
It's not allowed.
Two Live Crew did it.
It's not allowed. Not for the mainstream appeal that Cisco is going for.
That's
Can't
the thing.
do that.
I don't know, man. Sex sells. You remember the WWE when it was going for it? I forget I guess it was the Attitude Era, but they would have bra and panties matches on television. On the USA Network, they would have ladies fighting in a bed in lingerie.
Dude, does it get more USA than that, man? Come on, brother.
USA Network, America.
Let me tell you something, brother.
Dude, I miss those days of the over the top wrestlers, because nowadays it's cool, but it's like they're athletes. They're not really like the over the top characters that we would get when we were growing up, like Undertaker or like Ultimate Warrior, which you were dressed up as. That guy.
Oh, yeah.
That guy.
That's good times.
All of the steroids. He would put steroids into his eyeballs and just like
inject them in there.
Yeah, there were veins coming out of his face with muscles and biceps. Oops, sorry.
I am the Ultimate Warrior.
I am here from outer space with all of the Ultimate Warriors to take over.
I have come down from a sentient planet.
Have you seen those video super edits of just the breaths?
Mm-hmm.
So how important is the breath in when giving such a powerful promo, huh? You get that.
You got to breathe, dude. You got to center your chi. You got to breathe.
That's the key that a lot of people fuck up with when they get on stage, especially like Kill Tony. Run up there, do their 60 seconds, and they're like,
they're out of breath.
Whew, boy, I'm out of breath. Yeah, thanks for letting us know. We can see that.
Well, they're commenting on it, I guess. At
least.
Least.
That's where their brain goes.
It can go either way. Either way. Sometimes it's good. It'll get a laugh. And then other times people are like, yeah, we don't care. Get to your joke.
So is there something you could do to train yourself to be better at that? Or is that just something that people have naturally, this ability to get on stage and do the thing?
What is your question exactly?
I mean, like being able to not have stage fright. Like, is that something you can work on? I mean, obviously people can work on it, but there's also like a natural ability that certain people have. They get up there and they have it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
some people have a natural inclination for the stage. If you do enough reps, you can get over any stage fright.
Okay.
You really can. But some people naturally have it. Some people are, I grew up as a kid with a theater background. So naturally, I went into stand up a little bit more confident, probably overconfident than some of my peers and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like I took public speaking in high school and college. I did theater like back in the day, musicals, all that stuff. So I had a lot of stage experience in general. So obviously, you're going to be over your stage fright by the time that you start stand up. But there's some people who are starting cold turkey they're starting cold turkey that they've never had any stage experience. You know what I mean? So of course they're going to have more nerves, but they get over it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's something that I was not taught in school, but it was definitely something we practiced, which was getting up and speaking in front of the class. And I don't think a lot of people, continued to practice that. They just did it that one time for whatever assignment and then move on with their lives. But, sorry, my computer just went off. They should be practicing that because it's a useful tool, not just for stand up, but for music. If you want to be a musician, you got to get on stage and get in people's faces.
Yeah.
If you want to be a politician, you got to know how to speak. That's one of the biggest things, right? Otherwise, people don't listen, won't follow you.
Gotta know how to keep your audience, dude. You gotta keep it. You have to make sure you keep it interesting.
You got to keep them right here. That's what I love. Going back to wrestling, that's
right
why I loved Jake the Snake Roberts. He wouldn't yell and scream like the Hulk. He would just, quietly look you. Let me see what I've got coming for you. You won't be prepared. I'm coming to you. Coming with my snake, and he makes you lean in to get that promo.
Did you know I did a movie with Jake the Snake Roberts?
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
What movie was it?
It's called The Bet. And you can watch it free with your Prime membership.
Oh.
Yep.
I will be adding that to my list for sure.
There's Diamond Dallas Page in it. There's Jake the Snake Roberts in it. There's Roddy Piper's like one of his last film appearances. He has a cameo in it.
Okay.
Yep. There's some good wrestlers in it, man.
Are you a big wrestling fan too, or are you just kind of more into like the characters?
More to the characters. I'm more adjacent to the world because I have a lot of friends in the comedy community that are really big wrestling fans. I went to a Monday Night Raw for the first time with Sal Vulcano and a handful of those guys.
Nice.
Like Steve Simone and stuff like that. And you're not going to get a better wrestling experience than going with Steve Simone and those guys. Like they're so into it, and we were just laughing and riffing on it the entire time. Adam Ray was there and a handful of buddies, and it was just so great.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's how to do it, man. A lot of people give me shit for watching it. They're like, that's for dumb people. Why are you watching that? It's like, well, it's fun.
Dude, if you commit to the environment that you're in, regardless of if you like it or not, you can have a good time at a place where you probably could go in hating it, right?
Yeah.
So, for example, I went to this EDM concert that's not my forte. That's not my genre of music that I'm into. I don't listen to that stuff at all. But it was for a buddy's birthday, and he and his wife invited my wife and I, and there was a choice where we were in this little section off to the side. He got like a VIP section, the bottle club section, where it was off to the side from the general population. Now, we could have stood there the whole time and experienced it there, or we could have gone into the pit and made a night out of it. Dude, I took my shirt off and joined all the other random shirtless Asian dudes and different guys who were like doing the robot and like fist bumping and all that stuff and just like going crazy and like doing dumb dance moves and stuff. I committed to it, and it made it such a fun night rather than just sitting off to the side and just kind of like bopping my head and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's just like it was a lesson for me. It's just like, oh, I can make any situation fun if I give myself over to the environment that I'm in, if I allow myself to fully immerse myself within it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's something that a lot of people don't do, man. And it's a cultural thing. I think for me specifically, like I love going to other countries and just being a part of whatever they're doing. Like I went to Peru, and they were doing this crazy dance where everybody was in a circle holding hands, and they were going in and out and going around. And I'm like, I don't know what the hell this is, but I jumped in and it was so much fun, man. And that's how you learn things, I think. That's how you grow as a human and be able, like you said, you imagine just being that guy that's miserable everywhere, go to a like show and it's like, ugh, everything sucks here.
Yeah,
No.
dude, you got to create memories. I'm all about creating memories.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Because guess what? Memories are free.
Mm.
Boom.
Mm.
Boom. It doesn't matter how much money you have. You can create memories out of nothing.
Yep. Yep. I agree.
True words, man. True.
I agree with that. Yeah, I've done that too with the EDM. I've been to I went to a gay club in Fort Lauderdale with my cousin who was gay at the time. I don't know if he still is.
And let's just say I committed to the night. I started sucking dudes off left and
man,
right.
it was
I
just
fully
there.
immersed myself, and I was
had
like,
to cut off shorts.
you know, I didn't like it at first. But I gave it a shot, and I was like, you know what? I got a memory out of this, and that's what I was looking for.
Oh my God, I'm glad you got that one. That's awesome. No, but it's true, man. You do, if you enjoy yourself, like there's no point in being bitter. I love like nothing more than just being around people having a good time. And if they're doing their thing and I can be a part of it, awesome. Why not? Why limit yourself? And I get that that's what the internet culture has taught people is to be bitter, but just go to a show. Like I love inviting my Cuban friends that only listen to salsa music to metal shows. And I like going to their, salsa shows. So I think it was 17 at the time. My buddy was like, hey, I need you to be one of the people in my sister's 15s, los quinces that they call, the quinceañera.
Mhm.
And I'm like, well, I don't know how to dance. And he's like, well, we'll take some classes. I'm like, oh, come on. Oh, really? We're going to take some dance classes? He's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, fine. 3 months later, I'm teaching people how to dance salsa because I got so hooked into that world for like 3 months. And I was like, oh, now I'm a teacher. I love it so much. I want to teach everyone how to do that. And
you could teach me how to salsa?
I can. And I have a death metal hat on, a Michael Lehrer pin, by the way.
Well, guess what we're doing before every show on Monday now?
I'll teach you.
Little by little, dude. Little
teach you.
by little. Teach me how to salsa.
It's real simple to start, and you already got a leg up because you're a musician. As long as you can keep a beat, you're good. You know how to do 1, 2, 3, 4, pause. That's all.
I love it.
Yeah. Super easy. And then, man, you get so hooked because it's a physical activity. And like the higher you go, you take bigger, like intermediate classes or advanced classes, you're doing some crazy shit where there's a lot of spin moves and
I love it.
throwing people around. And they, the specialty that I did was this thing called casino, which is you get 4 couples, 4 or 5 couples. And one dude is in charge of calling out what move you're all going to do. And then you can switch responsibility throughout the circle, throughout the song. So like you'll start as the captain or whatever, and you're doing, there's a basic dance, which is back and forth. And then you call out like, all right, the roller coaster. And there's a fucking move that you do where you guys put your arms and it looks like a roller coaster. But when everybody does it at the same time, it's beautiful. This coordinated thing. And then you switch, and then you switch partners too. There's you do the one move and then you go dale or dame, and you switch. You send your girl off and you get another girl and you dance with her for a little bit, and then somebody else makes a call. It's insane. It's weird. It's because it goes beyond just having fun and dancing like a child dances to a song, and into like almost like a sport. It's weird.
Yeah, I've done some fake salsa on Kill Tony a couple times where I'll dance with somebody on stage, and it's super fun. But it would be impressive to actually have a couple actual moves in the back pocket. You know what I mean? To just bust out. Yeah,
I can give you some basic maneuvers that look nice and are easy to do. They look impressive on a stage.
I love it.
Yeah, the group that I was in that class, we ended up doing a Miami Dolphins halftime show. Like that's how high of a level it got to like just be up on the grass and do a dance with the circle. It was like 20 of us in a circle doing the dance thing.
Wow.
It's weird, and it's weird that I got into it because I'm a metalhead, through and through. Ever since I was a kid, I was into a lot of metal. My dad got me into Pink Floyd and Zeppelin, and that kind of just evolved into more guitar and drum and rock and metal and Metallica and Pantera and all that stuff.
All we are is just another break in the wall. Dun, dun, dun.
That's good. That's a good effect. It sounds like the kid choir.
Yep.
That's awesome.
It's literally called Brick in the Wall. Is that effect? Mm-hmm. It's that as soon as you said that, he's like, "Oh, he's at Pink Floyd. I got a Pink Floyd effect on this thing."
I know. Tony's been trying to play drums to Pink Floyd songs before the KT shows.
Yeah, I've been enjoying him doing that because I think that's a good release for him. He just freaking goes for it, you know. So we're rehearsing backstage. We close the door, let him jam out on the drums, and it's been a good energy going into the shows when when he gets to do the Pink Floyd thing. So I'm all about him. I'm all about him doing that.
Yeah, man. It's. I think music is so important for all humans to do. Even if you're not going to be in a band, just get an instrument to just when you're home bored or something, just grab the guitar and noodle around for a little bit, and it'll bring you such joy to have music in your life. I cannot relate or hang out with people that don't listen to music. I don't care what genre it is. I don't care what you're listening to, but if you tell me, "Oh, I don't enjoy music," something's wrong with you, buddy.
Well,
I don't like that vibe.
It's pretty rare that you come across those people, but yeah, I feel you for sure.
Yeah. If you were to start a band that like would tour, would you like, what would you want to do music wise?
I mean, I'm heavily influenced by guys like Justin Timberlake and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I would love to do, if I had if I did a full range like of an album of a song, there'd be like, I don't know, there'd be some stuff there's like on keyboards, there'd be some stuff with like full like backing and stuff like that. Like I was watching like one of my favorite artists to watch like with piano. We were talking about pianists earlier. Is just Ben Folds. Is just the way like a lot of his stuff isn't like crazy complex necessarily, but he just knows his lane really well and knows how to exploit his talents really well within that lane. And there's this song one of my favorite songs that he does is Fred Jones Part 2. That's one of those songs where I can listen to that song on freaking repeat because it's just a beautiful song, like vocally and tonally and melodically with the piano.
Okay.
But yeah, it would be, I don't know, man. It would be, if I could tour with a band, I'd want to do so many different genres because I feel like because I do impressions and I mimic, I can do a lot of different genres. And that was what was fun about working with a guy like Pat Reagan is, we tackle a lot of different genres within our album that we put out. So
yeah,
it's kind of there's pop punk, there's Simon and Garfunkel stuff. There's folk. There's kind of R&B-esque songs on there. There's a rap song. So yeah, I would want to cover an eclectic mix of genres.
All right. If there was an existing musician, band, or artist that they needed a sax player, who would you pick?
Oh,
somebody that you would want to work with, fantasy style. Kenny G.
He's a good follow on Instagram. If you're not following Kenny G on Instagram, he's a fun one to follow. That's an interesting question. Who would I want to play sax with?
Yeah.
Band wise.
You could join a band, any band that you would be on tour with every day for, half a year.
I mean, this might be a cop-out, but just because I know these guys and I think it would be fun to tour with them. I love the Portugal the Man guys. I was fans of them before I became friends with any of those dudes. Mm-hmm. So somebody like that, or be part of the horn section for a Justin Timberlake or something like that, or like a Bruno Mars. That would be like, there's a lot of horns and different stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah.
In those bands. I mean, yeah, I guess currently that's probably where I'd be at. And I'll probably think about this question later and be kicking myself that I didn't say something, but those are the ones that are coming off the top right away.
Do you have like, what was it called? Do you fanboy over any, like, if you were to meet one of the people that you admire, like you said, you were a fan of Portugal the Man. So I'm guessing, I don't know how far your fandom goes, but when you first met them, was there nervousness? Did you punish them, as they call it in the music biz?
No, I never do that with artists. They probably don't even know that I'm a huge fan of theirs.
Okay. That's
like,
good.
The only person that I would probably fanboy out in front of, it would probably be Steve Martin or Jim Carrey. If I got to work with them or have a conversation with them, I wouldn't do it if it was just in passing. I'm very reserved as far as that stuff goes. If it's like in passing where I know that I'm not going to be able to see them for more than 10 seconds or, a minute or so, and I'll just be like, I'll just give them a head nod. Like I'm not the kind of guy who's like, hey, can I get a picture? Like,
yeah, you're not lingering. You're not lingering in the back, waiting for your opportunity to say what's up.
No, that's just not my personality though. Because my goal always as an artist is to get to a level where I can work with these guys and then be peers. That's what's going on in the back of my head. So I don't want to fan out in that regard.
Yeah, dude. I was actually I was talking to Scortis about doing a podcast called Punisher Patrol. We would focus on that specifically because it's such a thing in the music biz where, a lot of younger people that are starting to do band stuff, put out a demo, whatever, they get the chance to meet, like let's say a Mastodon or whatever, and they completely just shit the bed. I mean, they come up, hey, can you listen to my demo? Can I get a picture? Can you sign this? I brought 4 records. It's like, dude, don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't do it.
I mean, like you saw, like the session that we had with Lethal.
Mm-hmm.
He would never know that I appreciate, his music and what he's done, like for the music world and stuff like that, because I just went in as like, oh, we're just doing a session, like it's cool, mm-hmm. We're coming in to collaborate together, but I try not to be the guy who's like, let's do some IG posts together and stuff like that. I try not to even do that, like unless it's organic.
Yeah,
if they're wanting to do something like that, but yeah, like you shot some stuff that I'll repost, and that kind of thing, but I don't really want to go out of my way really to do that with people.
Right. Yeah. It's a tough line for people because
I've gotten better at it for sure over the years, because my buddy Josh Adam Myers, he has this ongoing joke that when we would do the Comedy Jam live, that I would purposely stand next to the most famous person like during the sing-alongs and smile and look for my moment and stuff, which I did for sure. But that's like an ongoing joke that we have. He's like, who's the most famous person on the bill? Get out of here. I got to find him. And then just like look for the perfect moment while we're singing and rocking out to be like,
hey, that's how you fucking do it though, man. Get your face out there. Recognition, right? I guess. But that's what I try to tell people. You gotta see it, like you worded it perfectly. You gotta see it like peers. Like what also depends on what your goal is. If you're just a fan and you just want that moment in your life where you get to shake a hand or get an autograph, fine. But if you're trying to, like, if you're in a band and you get a chance to meet a musician, don't flip out, because it's not going to work. They're going to immediately put you in that little bracket of, oh, this is just a fan. Let me go say hi and appreciate that they're fans, but goodbye. I'm going to go hang out with some friends, I get it all the time. Put the podcast. Like, how do you get to talk to Tony Hinchcliffe? Whose dick are you sucking? It's like, dude, I just don't flip out. That's just all I do. Just go and talk to them like normal humans, and then that's it. It's real simple, real easy.
It's true, dude. You're a chill, cool guy who I see all the time on Mondays, and I'm not gonna lie. It took me a little while to warm up to you, only because Mondays are hard for me specifically before Kill Tony, because I'm getting in a headspace to get into characters and stuff like that. So I'm a little bit more welcoming on other nights, like when it's not leading up to something, but I'm kind of blinders like on the goal ahead. But you've been hanging out for a while, so I appreciate you being chill and cool and hanging out. But I've know that I have noticed you, and I'm not just like completely like
No, I know.
only thinking about myself, but it's more about the show and stuff like that. But it did. Eddie can attest. It took probably a little while longer for Eddie and I to warm up to each other than like Eddie and Joel but Joel's he's the drummer.
Well, it's
He's
because we're both brown, bro.
No, not that.
I'm just kidding.
He's out in front of the show like before and after, where I'm like more. I have this thing with shows where I don't really like to be seen, and I don't really like to talk to people that much before I do shows. After the show, I'll hang out and talk like that and stuff like that. But also, it takes me the longest to pack up all my stuff at the end of the night. So by the time I'm also out of the green room, most people are gone. So we would always be kind of seeing each other really just in passing. Yeah.
No, I get it, man. I get it. You know, I've been grateful and blessed to be able to hang with lots of musicians, and you know, before shows I get to hang out with big, you know, arena filled, sold out for them, and I'm hanging out backstage with them, and I don't even bother them. All I do is like, hey man, you want a water? Here's a drink, because I know that before a show you're in that zone. You're about to go perform, so I don't want to mess with that vibe at all. I just want you to be comfortable and like, hey, here's some coffee or water. What do you need? You want a beer? Yeah, you don't drink, but you know, I always offer anything. That's the thing. I always bring supplies, whether or not you're, you know, whoever's into it. Like, cause I may not even be into it, but if I have some, I'm going to bring, you know, some joints and some beers that, you know, if you guys want to enjoy yourself, here you go. I have all this stuff that I get. So that's always been my thing. That's kind of how the whole show started. It was they would call me the rock and roll beer guy, because I would show up with coolers full of beer for people, and then I changed my whole perspective, and I think that has to do with why you and I had trouble warming up, or because you thought I was just a beer guy, or you know, maybe I'm just assuming, because that's kind of what it is.
You pitched me doing this show a long time ago. I don't even know when it was. A long time. It
was
ago,
at least a year or two ago. Yeah.
The premise, if I'm mistaken, and I might even be mistaken at this point, it was something beer related. So instantly I put you in a separate category where I'm like, I'm not doing this podcast because I literally have nothing to do with beer. Mm-hmm. And then you told me months later, after you changed things a little bit, you're like, I'm changing the format a little bit. And then I was like, okay, I'm more open to it now. But you're right about putting people in categories. Mm-hmm. As soon as you said beer, I was like, well, I'm literally never going to do that podcast, because I don't drink, and that's not what I like to associate with at all as alcohol, because I have issues with it. But yeah.
I hear you. And again, that's just one of the things, part of trying to communicate with other people, just trying to, you know, word it correctly so that you don't get put into like that little category like we were talking about with fans, you know. But yeah, no, that's why I made a change too, because I started getting friends of mine telling me, hey, I'm not going to hang out with you at this show because I'm not drinking today and I don't want to get drunk. And I'm like, I don't want you to see me like that. You know, I don't want to be that guy, dude. I'm not here to get you drunk. I was here to provide you with stuff that you were doing. You were drinking. You want a beer? I have beer. You're not drinking? I got coffee. What do you want? I got you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I have that New Jersey Italian mafia. Like, hey, what do you got? What do you want? What do you need? I got you.
Do you need some Kill Cliff? I got some Kill Cliff for you. Some Kill Cliff for that ass. So good.
Delicious. Also, this stuff right here. I'll just drink
what's
it.
That?
The Yucateco hot sauce.
Dude, I'm a hot sauce guy.
Oh, I'll bring you some. I'll bring you some. Bring you some on Monday.
I love hot sauce.
Yeah, they sponsored the show and they sent me a box.
If you have extras, only if you have extras.
Dude, they sent me a huge box full of these and other things.
I'm all about trying new hot sauces, and I don't think I've had that one. That label looks semi-familiar though, so we'll see.
Rogan had him on their show for a bit as a sponsor. So
nice.
They're good, man. I'll bring you some. On Monday, I'm trying to bring Matt Pinfield. I've been trying to bring him out. He had a little bit of a corona scare, so he went to the doctor last Monday, and he's good, negative, good to go.
I'll be in New York on Monday, but
oh no,
the following week I'll be there.
The following week, I'm worried now. Now I have this sense of dread that the show's gonna go away. I'm like, this is all I've got. This is Monday nights at Kill Tony is literally the only thing I do these days with the quarantine.
Tell me about it, dude. I mean, yeah. No, I wouldn't look at it like that, man. Honestly, if it's gonna happen, it won't. It wouldn't happen until like the spring. It's not gonna happen anytime soon. Like, and this is all what ifs. I keep getting this question all the time. You know, like, what's the future of Kill Tony gonna be like? Like, I'm trying to tell people, like, calm down. Like, nothing crazy is gonna happen. Like, for a while. You know what I mean? So, like, just strap in and enjoy the moment while we have it.
Exactly, man. That's why I was there day one when the doors opened at the store for, the outside patio. I was like, I need to be there. I need to, it's really literally the only thing. And it's funny because a lot of my friends are like, what, are you going to start being a stand-up comedian now? I'm like, I don't know, probably. If I keep hanging out there, why not?
Might rub off on you enough.
Yeah, I mean, I love comedy. I've always been a fan since I was a wee little lad listening to George Carlin.
Just a wee little lad listening to the Carlins and the Pryors of this world. Things were different in my time, yeah.
Yeah, what's your favorite accent to do?
My favorite accent?
There's got to be one that's your favorite to do, and then like one that's your favorite to hear people do.
I mean, I love hearing the British accent, and also I love, I really like Irish, Australian. There's a lot of like of the different countries within Europe that I love hearing. I'm a voices guy in general, so I like the musicality of every different voice. Like some of them, like Russian is really harsh. And it's really hard to sound happy when you're speaking Russian. Australian, I just love it. I just love it so much. Just it's really a blessing to when you talk to someone that's Australian, and then maybe you get a little bit more New Zealand. It's like this. Yeah. It's a little bit more like a little bit more shrill, if you will, because it's separated from Australia.
And they don't really like each other all that much either, from what I heard.
No, we can't stand them at all. We can't stand those New Zealanders. No, Kiwis. Not whatsoever. Those Kiwis, can't stand them. I mean, we could be friends, though. It's not the end of the world, is it?
That would be nice. That would be nice if people could be friends, huh? I love the Australian one, but when I try to do it, I end up sounding Jamaican for some reason, and I don't know why the brain goes there.
That's a common one. For whatever reason, when people try to do European accents, it ends up talking like this, like a Jamaican.
Yeah.
No, I'm from Ireland. I promise you, I'm from Ireland. No, there was a potato famine. Because I think it's close with, back in Ireland, there's certain similarities between Irish and Jamaican where if you're not careful, you're talking all of a sudden, you're talking about good memories, and then all of a sudden you're talking where am I Irish or am I Jamaican? I don't know. It's somewhere in between there. I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, it's weird, man. That's always fascinated me.
I just love smoking weed on an island. It's just one of those things where the green of the island is one of those.
Bob Marley.
Bob Marley is one of the national treasures of Ireland.
Oh shit! Yeah. I get caught up with English accents. I get caught up with Spanish accents. When I'm talking to my Cuban friends, I go full Miami. What do you mean, dog? What's up, bro? It's like, oh my god, why am I talking like that? That's not my normal. I just adapt. And then sometimes I'm worried about offending them. Like I know when you guys did Australia, you were doing an Australian character. Did anyone get upset, or was it kind of like they were like cool with it?
Everybody's super cool. I do an Australian character named Tibby, and his real name is James Nolan, and he's an animal expert over in Australia. But he started living in the States a few years ago, so his accent's worn off just a little bit, a tinge in certain areas. So I talked to who you have to have when you tour in Australia, you actually have to have a liaison who is your tour manager. That's contractually, that's what Australia does as part of employment to help people with touring, stuff like that. So the person that managed our tour while we were there, she made sure we got on our flights and like all the rental cars and everything. She said that my Australian, and I take great pride in this. She said that my Australian accent is actually very good, and it sounds like somebody who an Australian person who's just started maybe like living in the States like the last 5 years. So it's not like dead on, but it's like it's close. You know what I mean?
Right.
Which for them, like that's their native accent. I was like pumped. Like me as a voice guy, I'm like, I'm freaking nailing this, dude.
Yeah. I was gonna say, it's got to feel good, right? To get the compliment, I guess, that you
Felt wonderful. Felt so good. You've no idea, Eddie, how good this felt.
I wish I had a better British accent. I've been watching The Boys on Amazon, and I just want to talk to people. Yeah,
I love The Boys.
I want to talk like the Butcher everywhere I go. Like everyone I see now, I'm just like, "Oi, cunt!" Like that's what I want to. That's how I want to say hi to them from now on.
Hey, Islander. hey, Homelander. Shove this up your ass.
I love it. Let me get a pint of bitter. Oh, if I go to the bar, just get a pint of bitter.
Huey, what are you doing?
Yeah, that show was great. I'm a big fan of. I didn't even know it was a comic book. I just thought it was a show, and then I saw that it was a comic book. I'm like, oh, I'll maybe read the comics then.
Get this soup freak out of my face.
Soup freak.
These soup freaks are disgusting.
Bollocks. Everything's bollocks. Well, dude, it's an hour and 16. Are you good? You good? You want to keep going?
Let's wrap her up, dude. Yeah. I usually tap out no matter how much I love the person. I tap out around an hour on these Zooms. So yeah, let's wrap her up.
Yeah, man. I usually only even do 45. Like I just did 30 minutes yesterday with Max Cavalera. So it's like I'm when it goes past an hour, it's like that's a good one. I think William Montgomery was almost 2 hours. But that was just us getting drunk on his balcony.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But dude, plug all your stuff. Plug your show, your Instagrams, your social medias.
I'm very active on the social media, so if you are wanting to follow me, it's very easy to do so. At Jeremiah Stand Up on all socials. JeremiahWatkins.com is where you can pre-order my debut 1 hour special called Family Reunion. You can pre-order it on Apple right now, or when it comes out, it will be available for rent on Amazon Prime and a lot of other areas. And I put up content all the time. So if you're really wanting to get into my stuff, it'll be very easy. Jeremiah Wonders is the name of my podcast, and youtube.com/Jeremiah Watkins. If you search for my name, all that stuff's going to come up though.
Awesome. People listening, check it out. Trust me. I don't put people on the show that I don't appreciate. And you are a very talented and versatile person, man. Just overall. That's why, when I was hanging with Lethal, he's like, I could use some horns. I'm like, I know exactly who I'm bringing you. Don't even worry about it. He's got it. And I had full confidence in your talent for that. Like, very talented musically, very talented, comedically. The Jeremiah Wonder Show is fantastic. Tune in and watch it. You could listen to it, but I suggest you watch it because of the characters.
Yeah, it's a fun visual show. If you listen back to it, then you sometimes are like, oh, I wonder what's going on in the video, and then there you go. You can go check it out. So,
and every Monday, Kill Tony streaming live on YouTube at 8:00 Pacific. I highly recommend it. I mean, if you're listening to this show and you're not listening to Kill Tony by now, I mean, I don't even know what else to do. I've had every band member on. Like, I've had regulars on. Let's just do this. Come on, watch the show. But thanks again, dude, for your time, and I'll see you on Monday.
Sounds good, brother. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, man. Take care.
My name is Jeremiah, and I always spit that fire with my boy Patty Reagan. He's always to my right.
Yo.
The golden hair messiah, smelling fresher than papaya. Watch out, ladies, this chick is claimed. Lightning flashing in your ears, cracking open ginger beers. Non-alcoholic is the way I do things. Root beer flowing, it's time to get the showing. Hoes be like,
is that Reagan and Watkins?
Jerking up before the show, can never let these hoes know they think they might actually have a chance with me. They slide into my DMs, I say, can we just be friends? I'm married to a girl who's the love of my life. Balls full of cum and mouth full of dumb. Get ready for Reagan and Watkins, bitch. My name is Jeremiah, and I always spit the fire with my boy Patty Reagan. He's always to my right. The girls be clamoring, I never be stammering. My flow is on point, and so is my hair. My nose is on fleek every day of the week. It sometimes doubles as my second dick. I got sex appeal, I got lips of steel. I keeps it real. You'll never cop a feel. You say I can't play. You think it's all shtick, but every time I play, Kenny G is on my dick. My name is Jeremiah, and I always spit that fire with my boy Patty Reagan. He's always to my right.
Still here.
Kid,